Did I just see development for Rin? Huh. I expected Bond to get development, yes, because the arc is focused around him and his family. However, I did not expect to see development like that with Rin and Bond. For Rin to have PTSD, thinking about his foster father, and then realizing what he did wrong and his actions he did towards him before he died, that is interesting. I did not expect to see that brought up once again in the series, especially for this arc of all things. I just didn't think the arc would take this direction with this type of development with Bond and his father, and while Rin thinks about his father and how he doesn't wishes he was the son of Satan, and at the same time he wishes he would have treated his foster father with more respect. And the main message there is that don't say something you know you will regret. And that's what Rin was trying to really let Bond know. He's like, hey, I know you're upset. I know you're pissed off with the world. I know you're angry at your father. You want to just lash out at this man. You want to be completely vicious towards him. He's like, I understand that. I know. And he knows that why he's acting like he is. But when Rin pops up, he's like, you need to understand. He's trying to make them come to an understanding. He's like, there must be more to it than what you think is going on. Because Rin comes from his own personal experience. It's not something that just came out of nowhere. This is something that he has experienced. It is something that he knows all too well that can end in tragedy if it's left alone and nothing is actually said. There's no apologies, and he doesn't take back what he said. And Rin carries that with him quite a bit for what he said, how he treated his foster father. He really carries that with him, and you really see that in this scene of the episode, which shows you that that's a darker part of his past, and he still remembers it vividly to this day when he imagines it. And I mean, when you see that scene, when his entire perspective changes, you see how the surrounding, like, all slows down, and we just see how he's just shocked, and he's just terrified, and it's like he's remembering things from his past. That showed how vividly he remembered his past, how much that came to his mind, and how much that still affects him to this day in time. It's not something that just disappears, and it wouldn't be. I mean, if someone that raised you just died like that in a vicious way, you would still carry that with you, regardless of how many months or years pass. That's something you just do not get over. And Rin carrying this with him and trying to teach Bond what's going on here, I respect that. Now, I do think Rin could have taken it a little bit differently. He could have tried to not have act out as much as he did, especially with kind of losing control. I mean, he was starting to because his flames were activating all over the place. But for the most part, I understand where Rin is coming from. But at the same time, though, Rin understands where Bond is coming from. He knows the reason why Bond is acting like he is because he doesn't understand, and also he went through very similar things. But thanks to Rin already knowing the end result, he knows what could possibly happen. He knows that there must be more to the story with the father, and he wants them both to realize that you need to communicate and you need to let each other know what's really going on. So I feel bad. I feel bad for Rin because that's something he still hasn't, moved on past, and that's probably going to be something that's going to pop up once again, especially since it was a very big point of this episode. That was a very central point for this arc as well, in the development of Bond and also Rin of this episode, because Rin, he hasn't forgotten that. This still holds so much to him, or means so much to him, and Bond now he's realizing. So yeah, I mean, besides that overall, the episode had some very interesting stuff taking place, especially when it came to the traitor. So the traitor, in all honesty, a little bit predictable. I'm a little bit sad it turned out to be the snake girl with one of the sisters, but I mean, it could have been a hell of a lot worse, but I'm a little bit disappointed in that regard. Still, however, I do like some of the things that are going on, and the way we see it is that we don't have the full clear picture. It seems like she is still being manipulated behind the scenes. It still seems like someone is controlling her actions, someone is feeding her information, these lies, and how Toto is feeding her lies as well, and even now she's just, rebelling against her family, and she's trying to, help them out because of all the lies that's supposedly been spreading around. And I mean, we gotta realize it from her perspective as well. the father of Bond, he hasn't really been the most open. He's someone that hasn't really told everything of what's been going on. He has a lot of secrets, which is very clear, and I don't think the man is really a bad person. I don't think he's trying to hold secrets because he wants to. I think he's doing it possibly to protect everyone around him, and everybody's misunderstanding his overall intentions, and that's kind of what it looks like, especially with how this entire traitor thing happened. Many are misunderstanding what's happening, and I do believe that what she did say, though, when it came to how Mephisto helped out and all that, and then, you know, the son of Satan, and then how they're connected as well, I do believe there is some truth to that as well, because, I mean, that wouldn't just be brought up like that, especially with the way, you know, it was introduced in this episode, and then the way, you know, Bond and Ren had their little spat and stuff. I just don't think that happened for no reason, so there's some clear indication that what she was saying might be true. Not completely, but most of it could be very true. So that's about it when it comes to this episode. The episode is relatively simple. It's nothing amazing. There was some action here and there. Good visuals overall. Better than the previous episodes, to be honest. But yeah, I can't wait to see where this arc is going to go. I appreciated that little Ren scene of this episode. That was something that really just, holy fuck, just blew me away, because I didn't think, you know, that would be mentioned of all things. I just did not think it would be. So, good job, Blue Exorcist. Good job, the mangaka that wrote that scene. I would like to see more dived into Ren's character and character development in the future. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see something like this from Ren, and also maybe other characters too. Hopefully it doesn't become, you know, a rinse and repeat formula, you know, Ren relating with everyone because, you know, he couldn't say the things he wanted to say to his father, and that's kind of why he's upset and he carries this weight with him. Hopefully that doesn't become, you know, a rinse and repeat, but still, I do hope there is development taking place in the future for Ren, more dived into that part of him, and also other characters like Bond and the other support characters we've seen from this series. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.